Hi everybody, I'm Beth-Ann from Night Owl Gallery here in Highlandtown, the Highlandtown Arts District in Southeast Baltimore. I'm sitting down with Julia Glatfelter, who is our featured artist for the month of May. And Becky Reed here is here to do some translation for us as well.
Hola a todos, estamos aquí a la galería de Night Owl Gallery y estamos aquí con la artista Beth-Ann en su galería y estamos hablando con la artista Julia Glatfelter sobre su arte y yo soy Becky y estoy hablando español para ustedes.
So Julia, how has being a part of the community in Southeast Baltimore influenced your art?
Julia, ¿cómo ha sido un parte de la comunidad de sureste de Baltimore influye tu arte?
I moved here to Baltimore in January of 2018.
Ella se movió a Baltimore en el año de 2018.
And the second day I was in the city, I started to join the community at Gallery Church, Patterson Park.
Y el segundo día que ella estaba en la ciudad, ella se fue a la iglesia de Patterson Park.
And it's an incredible community of immigrants and many people from Latin America.
Es una comunidad increíble de inmigrantes, especialmente de Latinoamérica.
And so as I've developed relationships with those precious brothers and sisters and heard stories of their own experiences of leaving home,
ella crecía relaciones con sus historias, con sus vidas y de donde ellos son y empezó una relación de amistad.
I've been changed as a person, and then of course I've been changed as an artist too.
Ella ha cambiado como una persona y como una artista también.
And as I've developed relationships with those friends, those neighbors here in Highlandtown, you know, there's this national dialogue happening about immigration.
Sí, es como hay una conversación aquí cerquita en Baltimore, pero es una conversación más grande nacional también.
And so in the past 2 years, these friends and neighbors have been the people I've processed things with, such as increased border security, child separation, the end of the DACA program, all of these things that are happening. These are the friends and people I am processing these things with.
Ella ha continuado hablando y proceso como las temas nacional que son muy difíciles para nuestros vecinos y amigos que son latinos, como la frontera y también la separación de los niños de sus padres.
So I think it's directly impacted my work.
Yeah, for sure.
Sí, ha impactado directamente a su trabajo como artista, pero también impacto como ella es persona.
Julia, can you talk a little bit more about how human migration and immigration has came to be an important topic in your art?
Julia, ¿puede hablar más sobre cómo inmigración y migración humana ha sido un tema importante para explorar en tu arte?
Really, over the last 10 years, I've been making work about immigration and migration, whether or not I knew it. That's always been what I've been focused on.
Okay. Hace 10 años que ella ha trabajado en arte de inmigración.
And I think a lot of it has come from being an art teacher in different settings. I have had a lot of immigrant students, and processing these things with those children, hearing their stories, just seeing all these things from the perspective of a child has really impacted my work.
Y mucho de la influencia es de los niños, porque ella es maestra de arte y ella ha visto mucho y hablando mucho con los niños en las escuelas y sus cuentos, y por eso ella tiene mucha influencia de los niños en la inmigración.
And I have had the chance to travel to a few parts of the world that have been impacted by conflict, war, separation, Sri Lanka, Rwanda, and now Mexico.
Ella ha viajado a países, lugares que tienen mucho impacto de inmigración, como Sri Lanka, Rwanda y ahora la Ciudad de México.
And so then to come back to classrooms in the US, where children are processing their fear and anxiety over these exact things in their art, has forever changed the process that I do in my studio.
Y para regresar a los Estados Unidos y ver en sus clases de arte, el arte de los niños tienen un cuento muy real y tienen mucho impacto en su ansiedad.
Julia, you mentioned traveling and the importance of traveling to different areas and how that has kind of helped you develop your art making process. So maybe you could tell us a little bit more about why Mexico City specifically, which I think you did touch on a little bit, but then also how you got connected with Casa Lu, which is where you did your residency.
Dijiste que ha viajado muchos lugares como Rwanda, Sri Lanka, pero ¿por qué la Ciudad de México? ¿Por qué viajaste a la Ciudad de México, especialmente a Casa Lu?
So I sort of took the opportunity last fall. I was between jobs, and considering my art practice and what I wanted to invest in, what I wanted to pivot toward.
So, entonces, ella estaba entre trabajos el año pasado, por eso ella tenía la oportunidad para viajar y ella escogió la Ciudad de México.
Yeah, and so I started to apply to residencies, and I thought it would be a perfect time, transition time, to focus in the studio and create the many things I'd been wanting to make, but hadn't had time for.
Sí, ella no tenía mucho tiempo para hacer su arte, entonces ella se aplicó a otras residencias de arte y ella decidió en la Ciudad de México para explorar su arte de inmigración.
Yeah, and for those who may be unfamiliar, a residency as an artist is really an opportunity to have time and space to focus on your work. It's often separate from, the place that you live or your lifestyle. Often people will travel a great distance to make their art.
Sí, una residencia de arte es diferente porque un artista puede viajar a otro lugar o otro país donde no tiene familia, no tiene amigos, no distracciones, nada de eso, y tiene todo tiempo para hacer arte. No tiene distracciones, nada de eso. Y entonces los artistas van a un lugar donde pueden quedarse y solamente hacer el arte.
Yeah, so I was looking for an opportunity to step away from my everyday space and have the chance to collaborate with other artists too.
Una oportunidad para colaborar con otros artistas también y tener espacio y también tiempo para hacer el arte.
And things in my studio at that time were already about specifically the border, migration across our border with Mexico. And so I thought it would be formative to cross that border and to make work on the other side with other people, having a voice into my work.
Sí, su tema siempre era la frontera entre México y los Estados Unidos. Entonces ella quería cruzar esa frontera y ver de otro lado y hacer su arte allá.
And I felt very conflicted about that, honestly, because many of my friends here in Baltimore don't have that privilege to cross the border. But I was able to process with them some and not to take this trip lightly, but to go with great reverence and appreciation for my chance.
Ella se fue a México, a la Ciudad de México, no para las vacaciones o para divertirse, pero para pensar y tener un perspectivo importante de los mexicanos.
And I looked at a number of places, some in Puebla, in Tijuana. I was even looking in Peru, but I thought it was important to go to Casa Lu, and due to the collaboration and also the structure it provided. That was why I chose this specific residency in Mexico City.
Ella también buscó otros lugares en México para hacer su residencia como Tijuana, pero ella pensó que la Ciudad de México era lo mejor y con Casa Lu para hacer su residencia.
And as an artist, we apply to so many things. So at the end of the day, it also just became,
Yeah.
what was I expecting?
Yes.
But I was grateful.
Relatable.
Es difícil para ser aceptado a esas residencias, hay mucha competición, es muy difícil, entonces al fin del día la Ciudad de México es donde ella fue aceptado.
So Julia, you did mention the opportunities for collaboration at Casa Lu. Can you elaborate on that and maybe talk to us about what some of your feedback was, and then also what like your big takeaways were from this experience?
Durante tu tiempo a Casa Lu, ¿tenías la oportunidad a colaborar con otros artistas? ¿Y cuál es la cosa más especial o grande que tenías de esta experiencia?
Yeah, so I was in Mexico City for 6 weeks, and once per week we had a formal critique as a cohort.
Ella estuviste en Casa Lu por 6 semanas y cada semana ella tenía un critique de su arte con los otros artistas.
And of course, because I was sharing space with 3 other artists, there was a lot of informal critique throughout the week. But I benefited from one of the artists, Carmen, and I got along real well, and I'll share some of the things she offered to me as advice that were helpful.
Ella estaba con 3 otras artistas también durante sus 6 semanas en la misma casa, entonces había mucho critique informal durante la semana, pero ella tiene una relación muy especial con una de las artistas que se llama Carmen.
Carmen is a wonderful and talented papier-mâché artist. She makes masks and sculptures. She is from Amsterdam.
Carmen es una artista espectacular. Ella se hace máscaras y esculturas de papier-mâché.
Yeah, I think we were both processing, just as outsiders coming to Mexico, experiencing the culture, what it means to make art about another culture, and who are we to do that? Can we do that?
Sí, Carmen es de Amsterdam y Julia es de los Estados Unidos, entonces las 2 artistas están en la Ciudad de México haciendo arte y están hablando sobre cómo podemos hacer arte de otra cultura que no es nuestra cultura.
And so I found while I was there that many locals were intrigued by the art, and many were, I think, profoundly grateful that an American was able to critique the policies that we as a nation are preventing individuals from coming to our country, forcibly separating children. They wanted to talk about that, and they wanted to express that they were glad someone was speaking out against that.
Los mexicanos estaban agradecidos de su arte porque los mexicanos pensaban que, ay, qué bien que hay una americana aquí que están haciendo arte sobre los temas de política y sobre la frontera, y que hay una americana aquí que está dibujando y pintando como nuestras vidas.
But at the same time, there were many people, understandably, who saw my work, and I think it gave them concern. And they were thinking, they wanted to get to know me more and understand, why am I doing this? Why am I making this? Am I trustworthy?
Your motivations.
What are my motives? Yeah, that was a big lesson.
Sí, y otros mexicanos también otros mexicanos también tenían reservaciones sobre por qué es la gringa aquí, por qué es la americana aquí haciendo ese arte, cuáles son sus motivos.
So I think I've come to see that as I'm making this work, I need to anticipate those questions, and I need to be confident in the personal reasons why I'm making this, because of the relationships I have, because of the concern I have for what our country, my country is doing. These are the reasons, and I know that not all will feel comfortable with that. But as an artist, I'm compelled to make this work.
Right.
Como una artista, ella tiene que anticipar que algunas personas van a tener preguntas y reservaciones sobre su arte, y otras personas van a le gustar su arte también. Y ella tiene que estar preparada para esas lecciones de su arte. Yeah.
And I think just more generally, I learned a lot from both Carmen and then a local artist, Emma Boomkamp. She's a textile artist. Just to be confident, to say we are artists, and to make our work confidently.
Julia aprendió mucho de Carmen y también otro artista que ella tiene que tener confianza. Ella tiene que tener confianza en su arte y que somos artistas. Que estamos aquí para mostrar nuestro arte al mundo.
I want to make my work with sensitivity and care, knowing that this isn't just about me.
Sí, ella quiere hacer su arte con cuidado, y que el arte no es todo sobre ella, pero es sobre todos.
But I can be confident about my approach in it.
Sí, ella puede estar o tener confianza y estar confianza en su arte.
So lastly, Julia, can you tell us a little bit about your the materials that you utilize and also about your artistic process?
Y por último, puede hablar sobre los materiales que usas para hacer su arte.
A lot of my process is absorbing places and relationships, people, so that I can respectfully make work about those things.
Mucho de su arte, primero ella quiere observar los lugares y la gente en los lugares para obtener un perspectivo de la cultura allá.
And what that looked like was lots of walks in my neighborhood as soon as I got to Mexico, lots of sketches outside, trying to say hello and greet neighbors.
Mucho caminando en los barrios y hablando con los vecinos y dibujar también.
I'm a little bit of a hoarder, and so I like to collect things and create artifacts of things, and so I was starting to collect newspapers from my neighborhood and flowers from my neighborhood, anything I could take with me to preserve that sense of beauty that my neighborhood was.
Sí, ella le gusta tener las cosas como cuando ella está caminando en los barrios, ella le gusta coger las flores de calle o los periódicos para regresar a su casa para hacer arte de esas cosas que en la opinión de algunas son basura, pero para ella son parte de arte.
Yeah. There was, the Mexico City streets are so clean because they employ many people to clean the streets with handmade brooms, and there's a whole fleet of people. I was really impressed, and one of the many things they were sweeping were these beautiful fuchsia bougainvillea flowers. I'd never seen them, and I thought they were beautiful, but they were being swept into the trash.
So, entonces, en la Ciudad de México, las calles son muy limpias. La ciudad tiene muchas personas que trabajan para limpiar las calles, y entonces hay muchas personas afuera que están barriendo las calles, y una de las cosas que ellos ponen en la basura es algunas flores que son muy vibrantes y bellísimas. Ella está pensando por qué se pone en la basura. Entonces ella recoger muchas de esas flores para regresar a su casa.
And so I went to Mexico knowing I would make paper, but I didn't know with what. And the moment I saw those flowers, I knew that was what it was going to be with.
Sí, esas flores son como papel, y por eso ella sabía que va a la Ciudad de México para hacer arte con papel, pero ya ella sabe que va a hacer el arte con esas flores.
As an artist, I'm really drawn to texture and color and shape. And I think that handmade paper speaks to all of those. But I was able to make a paper sieve and soak the flowers and create paper with this process of sifting.
Ella se hizo papel de esas flores. Como una artista, ella le gusta mucho colores y formas, y ella sabía que va a hacer papel de mano de esas flores.
Yeah, it was interesting just dealing with these topics of migration and immigration, this process of sifting things by color and sifting things to make them be processed and clean was really meaningful.
Y ella limpiando las flores y haciendo las flores a papel fue un impacto grande para ella.
So I was making tons of paper and simultaneously making some highly rendered pencil drawings. But over time I started to combine those into collage and see layers and things talk and connect to one another on the same canvas.
Mientras ella estaba haciendo papel a mano de las flores, ella también estaba dibujando con lápiz. Como los barrios. Entonces, después de un poco tiempo, ella combina las dos entre lo mismo obra de arte.
And many of the images I'm pulling from are from local Mexican newspapers, historical images from our own immigration history in the US, and personal photos. So combining all those things to show our collective history and the complexity of these topics.
Sus dibujos son una combinación de los periódicos de México, pero también son de las fotos históricas de los Estados Unidos también.
So Julia, I've noticed that interwoven with some of the handmade papers and the mixed media art that you've created, there is, can you tell us a little bit more about this? It looks like paper with little holes, just maybe like burned into it or cut out of it. So maybe you could tell us more about that, because it's so, we have some right here. I don't know if you guys can see this right here underneath the photo album, but can you tell us a little bit about that?
Entre el papel de mano hay otro papel que tiene huecos, y es un papel de Puebla, México, y tenemos el papel aquí en esa mesita.
Yeah, so this is an artisan craft that is made in the mountains outside of the city in Puebla, as you said. And I first saw it in the art store and fell in love with it. But then I started going to museums and seeing it in old artworks, old local artworks made in different villages. And the more I learned about it, I just fell in love with this image and the process it's made in.
Ella se enamoró con ese papel porque es una tradición de arte en Puebla y se hace en las montañas también. Y es en las tiendas de arte, pero también está en los museos también.
So it's made from, I assume, the amate tree. It's called amate paper. And the bark is stripped and boiled and then dried in the sun in sheets. And so this is a weaving and overlapping pattern, but many are just flat so that they can be written on. But it's just a form of thicker, beautiful paper.
Yeah.
What's the name of the
Amate.
Amate. Ese papel se hace de un árbol que se llama imate. Y es una tradición de los nativos, de los indígenas.
I think that we're all called in a way to love and know our neighbors. And when we're living in a place where everyone looks like us, that might be less impactful, less of a learning experience. But living in Southeast Baltimore, because it's such a diverse, beautiful place, when we love our neighbors, we personally, I feel, are transformed.
Yeah.
And so that has transformed my work, but I'm grateful it's transformed my life, honestly, being part of this church, this community, this city. And so in whatever ways we can, I encourage everyone to do that. Know and love your neighbors.
It's a beautiful sentiment. Yeah.
I love that. Él dice que es fácil tener amor para sus vecinos cuando toda la gente se parece lo mismo. Piel, ojos, pelo. Pero es más difícil cuando sus vecinos son diferentes y son de culturas diferentes, raíces diferentes. Y es muy importante que aquí en Highlandtown o en Baltimore que amamos nuestros vecinos. Y porque tenemos una comunidad de mucha diversidad y de personas de muchos países y culturas diferentes. Y es importante que tenemos amor y para todos los vecinos. Y ella ha transformado su pensamiento y también su arte sobre esa cosa. Ella está agradecida para su iglesia y la comunidad y tener esa oportunidad a mostrar su arte.
Thank you both.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Can you tell us where we can see your work? Well, aside from Night Owl Gallery when we reopen, but if people are interested in learning more about your work, seeing your work, perhaps purchasing some of your work, can you tell us about where to find you?
Yes. My website is just juliaglatfelter.com, and I have.
And we'll put that at the bottom here so that you can see it and click on it.
Yeah. And that is the best place to view kind of my whole portfolio and certainly the work I made in Mexico. And then I do have Instagram, just very plainly my first and last name, again, Julia Glatfelter, where
Excellent.
you can see the development of hopefully more things with Night Owl Gallery and just close-up images of the work we've done here.
Entonces, ¿dónde podemos encontrar el arte de Julia? Sí, estamos aquí en Night Owl Gallery, pero estamos cerrados. Pero también ella tiene una página de web y Instagram. Sí.
Perfect. Well, I just want to say a huge thank you for putting together this beautiful show and for being here to chat with us about your work and give us some more perspective into your work. And of course, thank you to our translator, Becky Reed. You did a fantastic job. I know you're
Siento, yo sé que mi español no es perfecto, pero
yes, Becky's a Spanish teacher, and this is not normally what she is doing. She's teaching Spanish to high school students.
yeah, but not teaching right now, so this was good practice for me to
Thank
use my
you.
Spanish in real well. So
Thank you so much to both of you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Adios, gracias.